Hi everyone, so my name is Kate Fable and today I'm doing a little yoga demonstration for people who are doing the Starkville Strides Challenge. I hope you will give yoga a try. I've been teaching yoga for a few years now. I teach at Sanderson Center on campus, and pre-COVID I used to teach at Starkville Athletic Club, and now I teach sometimes in the parking lots. But yoga is really great for stretching, it's really great for becoming mindful, for switching gears from negative emotions to positive emotions just by spending a few minutes listening to your body, stretching it, and moving your spine. Yoga is about moving spine. So we want to keep our spine healthy so we could stay active and younger longer time. So we're going to begin in easy seated pose like this. You're going to extend the crown of the head to the ceiling. Try and make your spine really nice and tall. Maybe close your eyes. Your hands could be on your knees. You can bring them to your heart. You could reach to the floor if you need grounding. And just close your eyes and notice your breath. Inhaling, feel the belly button sticking out. Filling up your lungs with air. And then exhaling, belly button comes in towards your spine. So breath is really important part of yoga. We connect each breath to a different movement we make on the mat. And usually we begin our class with so-called pranayama. It's breath work. So there are different types of breathing. So I'm going to show you the basic breath we call Ujjayi Breath. It's also known as Darth Vader breath. So inhale and then take your palm, bring it in front of your mouth. And as you exhale, imagine that your palm is a mirror and you're fogging it up in winter. So a few times with your mouth open, then you can close your mouth and see if you can still hear your breathing out as your mouth closes. Feel that air coming out of your nostrils. And so after a few minutes of breath work, you might want to open your eyes and gently look at the mat or at the floor in front of you. And then start slowly moving your spine. So inhale, reach your arms up. On the exhale, drop your right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. You're going to tilt over towards your right side, moving your left ribs away from each other. Lift your gaze towards your left elbow. And then come back to center. Switch sides. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches up. Inhale. And then exhale, tilt, pressing right hip down, reaching towards the left, stretching the right side of the body. Ribs are moving away from each other like a fan. And slowly come back in. Inhale, reach up. And then on the exhale, we're going to twist. Left hand comes onto your right knee. Right hand is behind you. Grow nice and tall here. Look over your right shoulder, creating a twist in your spine. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, twist to the left. Right hand touches the left knee. Grow tall through the spine. Then exhale to look over your left shoulder. Slowly come back to center. Inhale, reach up. And this time, exhale, move forward. Keep your spine straight as long as you can. Then drop your hands down. Round through your thoracic, your upper spine. Lower your head towards the floor, moving your spine forward. And then come back to center. Inhale, reach one more time. Exhale, reach your hands behind you and open through your chest. Bring your shoulder blades, your elbows towards each other. Lift your chin. Open your heart here. Leaning to the back just slightly. And slowly release it. And then slowly from here, I'm going to show you some more movements. You're going to come into a tabletop position. So bring your palms underneath your wrists, your knees underneath your hips. And we're going to come into cat-cow move. So drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your chin. Cow pose. Exhale, push the floor away from you. Cat stretch. Doing it about 4 times. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale here. And big breath out. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Cat stretch like a Halloween cat. And then slowly bring your spine back to center. Lift your right arm up, look at it at the ceiling. Exhale, thread it underneath your left armpit. Dropping right shoulder, right ear down. Walk your left hand away to the top of the mat. This pose is called thread the needle. Allow yourself to rest here just a little bit, twisting your spine. And then bring left hand in front of your face, push into it, come back to tabletop position, left arm reaches up, inhale. Exhale, thread the needle. Left shoulder, left cheekbone, come down to the floor, walking right hand to the top of the mat. Inhale here. Big breath out. And then slowly come back in. Let's move the spine right and left one more time, just showing you various options. Left shoulder tilts towards your left hip, look towards your left pinky toe. And then come back, inhale, switch sides, right shoulder tilts towards the right hip, looking towards the right pinky toe. Moving left ribs away from each other. Slowly coming back in. And from here, you can come into hero pose, pressing your heels down. I also want to show you some really awesome pose called child's pose. And then I'm going to use the blocks to show you a few more things. So, in child's pose, you're going to bring your hips towards your heels, forehead comes down to the floor, and arms extend to the top of the mat. Anytime when you're doing some movement during the yoga class, you want to maybe take a break, or if things are getting a little too intense and you just need to center, you just drop down into child's pose. This is a very good friend. So from here, we're going to use the blocks. I want to show you how to use them, but you don't have to have the blocks. But if you're a beginner, they will be really helpful. So you're going to bring your leg, your right leg in between your blocks. If you're not using them, you might want to use spider fingers or cupcake hands, as they call them. And you're going to extend your right leg to where it's almost extended. Inhale, move your hips to the back, hover over your right knee here, feeling a nice hamstring stretch at the back of the right leg. On the exhale, you're going to move your right knee over your right ankle. And then press the left hip down. Really great stretch here for the left hip flexor. Inhale, move back, hover. And then exhale, move forward. Usually in class, we do this about 4 to 8 times. And then from here, you can drop the block down if you're using it and reach the right arm up for a twist. Keep gently pressing your left hip down towards the floor here. And then slowly bring both hands to this left block if you're using it, or down to the floor. We're going to stretch the hip here just a little bit. Inhale. And on the exhale, take your right knee away from your right shoulder. And you will see here how my foot comes onto the knife's edge rather than being on the sole of your foot. So you'll feel here nice sensations in the hip, the stretching is going on in your right inner thigh. Pause here, always connect to your breath and kind of observe what's happening in your body. Where are you feeling the sensations? Where are you feeling this stretching? Slowly come back in, and let's bring both knees together. And we'll switch sides. So left leg comes in forward. If you're using your blocks, you're going to bring your hands on the blocks. Inhale, move back. Exhale, move left knee over your left ankle. Right hip presses down. Shine your heart forward. Maybe take your ears away from your shoulders. And then go back and forth a few times. Inhale to the back. Exhale, move forward. Press right hip down. So do this a few times. It feels really good to stretch the hip flexor muscles, the psoas, and the hamstrings in this tip top. So you're going like a clock, back and forth. Right hand comes down, and you can lift the left arm up. The shoulder is stretching here. You're coming into a gentle twist. And then slowly from here, you might want to bring both hands onto the block if you're using it, and press that left knee away from each other in lizard pose. This pose is called lizard pose because we're stretching, it's a hip opening pose. We're stretching the hip here. Right hip presses down, left knee pushes away from the left shoulder. Inhale here, and exhale, bring it back. Now let's go into the sun salutations. So first you're going to come into a modified chaturanga. You move your hips forward, creating a straight line from your knees to your shoulders, and lower slowly down, bringing your elbows towards your ribs. Really nice stretching and challenge here for your triceps. Inhale, Come down all the way to the floor, inhaling at the floor. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders, baby cobra pose. You should feel sensations here in your lower back. Inhale, lower down. And then exhale, come into higher cobra. Bend into your knees, flex your toes, come into your down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Reach your spine to make it really nice and long. Nod your head here, yes and no. And then inhale, start walking your dog, bending the alternate knee to kind of check in how your hamstrings are doing today. And then from here, inhale, come up on the balls of your feet, bend your knees towards the mat, look forward past your fingertips, and tip-a-toe towards your hands. Come into forward fold here, bend your knees, bring chest towards your thighs, and then maybe sway here in the ragdoll pose. Allow your hands to give a little bit more weight to your head so you really feel the stretching. And then drop your hands down. Inhale here, halfway lift. Try and have a straight spine. If you can't quite reach the floor with your fingertips, it's totally cool in halfway lift to bring your hands onto your shins or maybe even your thighs. And then exhale, fold. Bend your knees here, then swing the hands down and up. And come into mountain pose. Open through the shoulders, roll them to the back. Press all four corners of the feet into the floor. Extend the crown of the head to the sky. Maybe close your eyes and get centered here. And then inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, send your sits bones to the back. Hands come to heart center. You're gonna come into chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale, maybe lift the gaze in front of you. You should feel your thighs here working, your quadriceps working really hard. So you should be able to wiggle your toes here. You should be able to see them, so don't put your knees past your toes. You're gonna move the tailbone to the back and then shine your heart forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, step back. Drop knees down, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, move forward here, Abdo Cobra. And then exhale, down dog. Pause here, 3 breaths. Inhale, big breath out, melting chest towards our thighs. You can look in between your knees, inhale here. And let yourself hear your breath out. So this was a sun salutation move. So from here, we're gonna bend the knees again, lift on our tippy toes, look forward, step forward, and slowly come back up. Hands come to heart center. So usually we also do a balancing pose in yoga. So I want to show you real quick how to use the strap if you want to do it. So you don't have to use a strap. You could do the tree pose, which is a very famous yoga pose. But if you decide to use a strap, you might want to put it on the ball of your foot, extend that leg, grab your strap, and then slowly, when you're ready, take that leg out to the side. Inhale here. If you want to, maybe extend that left arm out to the side, only looks easy, and then come back in. Bring the leg in. So you could do the same on the other side, or you could work on your tree pose. So I'm going to do it on the other side. So for the tree pose, you might want to come into a little kickstand, bring your hands to heart center, and then slowly from here, maybe lift the gaze. The next option is to try and slide that leg onto your shin. Do not put it on your knee joint. You want to grow nice and tall through the spine, and maybe stay here and balance. This is a great pose for strengthening your ankles, preventing falls, and just overall balancing is really great for the body. If you want to try and do something a little more challenging, you might want to bring the leg into your inner thigh. Another option is take a deep breath here, lift, maybe bloom your tree here, softening shoulders away from your ears, and then when you're ready, slowly come back in to repeat this on the other side. And release. We also do some core work. So I'm going to show you just one thing that's really good for strengthening your core. Come down onto your buttocks, bring hands underneath your knees, grow nice and tall through the spine. coming into boat pose. You're gonna lean the shoulders to the back, move your collarbones away from each other, maybe walk your tippy toes towards you, reach your shins parallel to the floor, and then maybe play with extending at least one arm away and then the other. You will feel your core on fire here, but keep lifting your heart up, your chin up. So if you decide to release both hands, try not to collapse down here. Keep lifting heart, like you're reaching your heart up. If this is easy for you, reach your arms up, or maybe extend the legs. Really good core strengthening pose. Hold it for a few breaths and then release it and get out of it. So I have a few more stretches at the end of the practice. We could do bridge pose, you could do seated poses. So once you lower down here, you can bring your feet close to your buttocks and then come lift your buttocks up, feeling a stretch here in the front of the body. This is a bridge pose. Try and have your knees about hip width apart, in line with your hip bones. Try to resist that temptation to open your knees out away from each other. Maybe interlace your hands underneath your buttocks, and then you're going to lift your heart. In this pose, always look up at the ceiling. Do not look side to side to protect your neck. Inhale here if you want to come up on your tippy toes, and then slowly lower down. Also highly recommended inversion. You're going to lift your legs up into this gentle pose called waterfall pose. I like to just bring my toes towards my face to have a bonus hamstring stretch. Or you could point and flex your toes. You can rotate your ankles here. Ideally, you would close your eyes now and count 8 to 10 breaths in your inversion. This is a very calming, very restorative pose. If you ever need to just switch gears because something unpleasant happened in the day, just come down into your Viparita Karani, your legs up the wall pose, waterfall pose. And then when you're ready, gently, slowly start moving as if you're rolling the bike, and drop your feet down. At the end of the practice, I would highly recommend, my favorite pose is Shavasana. You're going to extend your legs to the corners of the mat, palms come next to your hips, close your eyes, and spend at least 10 minutes here just kind of listening to your heart, listening to your body, and breathing, following the movement of your belly button. It lifts up as you inhale and drops down as you exhale. If you're going to do this at home, maybe you put on some peaceful, calming music that you really like to switch gears and really become mindful during your yoga practice. Celebrating the fact that you could find time to just be with yourself, pay attention to your body, mind, your health, and just allow this peace in Shavasana to heal your body, your mind, and your spirit. And then slowly, to get out of this, you're going to bend your knees, move to a fetal position on the side. When you're ready to get up, come up to seated position. I have this handy dandy eye pillow that I use in Shavasana. It really helps you relax your eyes. And then you come in here. If it feels right for you, bring your hands to heart center. At the end of yoga practice, we say Namaste. Namaste is a Sanskrit word which means the divine light in me recognizes the divine light in you. So we usually close the class with Namaste. So I hope you will give yoga a try. Thank you.